And a quick update from the Nigerian equities market. Let's cross over now to Temple, who is standing by on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange to give us details. Hello, Temple. Good afternoon. Well, how has the market reacted so far to the postponement of Airtel listing?
Well, traders here have been able to digest the information given to them from the executive board of Airtel and, of course, the Council of the Nigerian Stock Exchange or the management of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. The understanding is that there are some procedural papers that needs to be completed, which Airtel is yet to fine-tune, and they are hopeful that that will be completed before the close of business this Friday today, and that will probably precede the listing on Monday, but there is no certain date yet for the listing of this particular company here on the Nigerian Stock Exchange yet. The chief executive of the Nigerian Stock Exchange gave that update, saying that the listing date will be communicated in due course once all the necessary back-end requirements have been met by the operator Airtel Africa PLC. But some of the other key takeaways from the session include the fact that Airtel assured that they will keep to their promises, post-listing promises will be met, the fact that 80% of the free cash flow from Airtel Africa will be disbursed in dividends to shareholders, possibly in September, because the financial year of Airtel is actually March of every year. So they are certain that they will be very transparent and price discovery will certainly be met. The other point is the fact that the company has already been listed on the London Stock Exchange at, of course, 80 pence to 100 pence, and we understand that fundability will be possible from the London Stock Exchange to Nigeria here, where the secondary listing will eventually take place. So eventually, when the company is listed here on the Nigerian Stock Exchange by way of secondary listing, fundability between both markets will be made possible. In terms of the free float and a few other issues, all of that we understand will be disclosed eventually, perhaps during the listing. But we all know that some 35 million was basically what they were able to gather here locally from the Nigerian market, Chimeze.
Now, where do all of these leave the index for today? At midday, we saw the index just marginally up. So where is it now, and what is the outlook for next week?
Oh, well, the market was actually mildly positive earlier in the day, but then again it dipped into the southern territory eventually. A whole lot of I should say sell down, profit taking, a mix of all of that taking place in the market. However, there are some smart investors that are also, buying more shares, more stocks in the market, given the fact that right now we're seeing some closed period of companies that have been disclosed. Of course, a lot of companies are looking to release their H1 2019 numbers and, of course, Q2 2019 numbers. So somehow, one way or the other, there may be a few companies that will want to declare some kind of dividend, interim dividends or bonuses eventually. So smart investors are taking position, because if you look at the numbers for yesterday, there were 26 gainers as opposed to 16 losers. It tells you that there's a bit of improvement on the buy side of the market. And for next week, this sort of a mixture will continue to play out in the market. I should also add that in terms of Airtel Africa's listing on the part of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, almost everything is being concluded. The approval has totally been given. I think there is just some kind of an over and above regulation part that they need to meet so that Airtel will get listed possibly next week, as everyone is expecting. Chimeze.
All right, Temple, let's hope for the best. Thank you for those updates. And the International Monetary Fund's Executive Board will, on July 11, weigh a long-delayed bailout plan for Congo Republic. Our negotiations for an IMF program have dragged on since 2017, when the Executive Board demanding the Central African oil producer ensure the sustainability of its debt, most of which is owed to China and oil traders. And finally, Egypt's government has slashed fuel subsidies as part of an economic overhaul backed by the International Monetary Fund, easing pressure on public finances but dealing a blow to consumers already struggling with double-digit inflation. The decision, effective July 5, raises the price of diesel, which is used by trucks, buses, and other motorists, by 22.7%. And that's a wrap on the program for today and, of course, for the week. Thank you for being part of it. I'm Chimizi Obu Iwago.